What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a Titanic deck tech video. Today we just got back from Commander game, casual night, casual Commander night on a Saturday. It was wonderful. This is a great place, Commander Games Las Vegas, if you ever want to go visit. I know they're changing locations August 1st. It's always packed. I was very lucky. I called in like probably 40 minutes early and I said, hey, like, do you guys have any room? Because I know they're always pretty booked. And they said, hey, we'll put you on the waiting list. Sure enough, I got there and I was the first on the waiting list, and a couple of people didn't show up. So I got to play. I got to play my Marriott deck. It was fantastic. And along the way, I got some nice pickups. So yeah, we can just kind of go through the things I got. I got a couple boosters. So here's a Commander Masters set booster. This is $15, so not really like the cheapest thing you could say, but you know, I like to support the store when I go there. And ooh, a City's Blessing token, that's cool. I believe all the rares and mythics are on the top, so Filigree Attendant. Oh my god, really? God, guys. Deflecting SWAT. That's so sick. I was just thinking about this card. I was like, this card is so sick, bro. Yeah, this goes into any red deck. Oh, easily. I mean, people are always doing big, crazy things, right? So this is from Ikoria, this card originally. And it's basically one of those ones, if you control your commander, you can just go ahead and basically freely cast this. You don't have to pay its mana cost. And if you control your commander, you may cast a spell without paying its mana cost. You may choose new targets for target spell or ability. So that's just absolutely fantastic. I think it's like probably a $30 card or so. So yeah, like someone, you know, casts like a big nasty spell. Like I know someone is casting a spell where you just gain control of a permanent that each player controls. You could just deflect and swat that, and you can just basically take all those targets for yourselves. So what a freaking awesome card that is. Hey, is there anything else in this? Disrupt Decorum. So go to all creatures you don't control. Wow. Till your next turn, those creatures attack each combat if able, and attack a player other than you if able. And that's until your next turn. Okay, very well. And this rare train just keeps going. I'm not too familiar with all these cards, but here's like another legendary. Yasan, the Wanderer Bard. And this is a 2-costed colorless green legendary creature, human rogue bard. It's a rare. 2 colorless and a tap. Okay. And a green tap. Put a verse counter on Yasan, the Wanderer Bard. Search your library for a creature card with mana value equal to the number of verse counters on Yasan. Put it on the battlefield and shuffle. Okay. So I was looking for some ways to untap this and kind of continue that value and kind of move up that chain. So interesting card. And that is the extent of our rares and mythics. So let me just go through here, see if I've noticed anything. Thriving Grove, Prismatic Lens, Prophetic Prism. That's an interesting card. The Prism, that seems pretty good for like a Yorion Blink deck. Could fix your mana too. It's a nice one. Here is Explorer Scope. Fantastic. Staunch Throng Guard. You can become the Monarch. And then a Frantic Search. Draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards and tap up to 3 lands. Very well. And then a Forest. A nice foil forest. So we definitely got our value out of that one. We'll just put the SWAT on top. So there's a deflecting SWAT. Fantastic. And I really like this set a lot. I just been kind of on the Arena app a little bit. And these were $5, the Phyrexia set booster packs. And there's just a lot of value in this set in general. Let's see where way we're going. Oh, nice. So that's a nice hit right there. I love Copperline Gorge for my Gruul decks. So yeah, I mean, I didn't even know this land cycle was in there, but there's Mondrak is in this set, which is pretty crazy. That'd be amazing card for like my my Rel deck. It's like a $40 card. It's so expensive. So there's like a lot of like prayer chairs that are very good in this set indeed. A Zenith Chronicler. When a player casts their first multicolor spell each turn, each other player draws a card. Okay, very well. Okay, so we got the Copperline Gorge out of that. I'm trying to think, is there anything? That's kind of an interesting one for my Greasefang deck, but my Greasefang deck is pretty solid with cards, to be honest. Let's see here. Ruthless Predation, Predation Steward, the Hunter's Maze, Mountain and Art card. Interesting. Okay, so nothing too crazy there. The Copperline Gorge is the hit, and it's nice and foil and borderless. Beautiful, right? So that would be going right in my Mario deck. Perfect. All right, let's keep the train rolling here. My objective really to go there today was to get a flooded strand, and they literally had like everything but it. So that was unfortunate. So we get, oh, okay, so I got a foil rare on top. Okay, so you get a foil, looks like you get a foil of some sort here. And then it keeps rolling. Okay. See if we get a mythic here. It is a mythic. It's blue though. I don't know. Gotta just roll it off, see what it is. Wow, I never know this one, but I think I've gotten wrecked by this card. To coddle. Let's see, to coddle. All right, so to coddle the Inquiry Dominus. It's 2 colorless, 2 blue, legendary creature of Phyrexian Horror. Flying, if you would proliferate twice instead. Nice. And then 1 Phyrexian, remove 3 counters from among other artifacts. Creatures and planewalkers you control, put an indestructible counter on Tekutal, Inquiry Dominus. Yeah, that seems like a lot of value. Proliferating can be very valuable. Blue especially, right, have all the planeswalkers, so that's probably a pretty decent hit, I suppose. And that looks like the extent of our rare train. So I'm not really sure the composition of these. Oh, expand the sphere, that's good for you. More proliferation, a lot of proliferation in this particular set, huh, guys? Ah, Annex Sentry, that will go into my Yorion deck. Fantastic. Yeah, I'll even show you the card I'm kind of working with there in a moment. So there's that. Obviously, probably the Tekutal is probably the big hit there. So there's that. So fantastic. I don't know if there's too much demand for that blue one, but hey, it's still a mythic, and it's one of those, you know, kind of legendary creatures like Sulfulism and Mondrak. All right, so these are the other pickups I got here, just like kind of from their binder. I just kind of went crazy because they had like almost everything I just needed. So I was just like very easy to get what I needed. And I have some ideas, like for instance, I'm playing like a card that's gonna have the Smith in it, the one that fetches. It's gonna be like an Azorius deck. So this gets like a lot better, like the Seat of Synod. So that's a nice one there. So that is an artifact land that taps for blue, so that's fantastic. Obviously Vandal Blast gets that one pretty good, but it's kind of worth it, like, because I could fetch this up and it just works with my other artifacts. Here's Phyrexian Metamorph, just a fantastic shapeshifter. Just love everything about that card. It can be paid for the Phyrexian mana for life, so it's basically just like a 3 colorless costed spell, and it can just copy any creature or artifact on the battlefield. It's great. Sai, I don't have this one in the deck yet, but I just thought it'd be fun to pick up because I like Sai, but I'm not sure if I'm doing anything exactly with Sai at this time. Here's Fibblethip. They'll also go in the Yorion pile. Counter spell, just like as a counter spell, I like the white border here. I picked up a Utopia Sprawl. I like Utopia Sprawl, and like I think it's great in like green decks or like green, even like, you know, splashing like 2 colors, because those forests are usually readily available, and you can sequence this to be like make you know, produce 2 mana and be untapped. So It's really nice for if you, for instance, you play like a Llanowar elf on turn 1, you know, tap your elf down, you know, equip this to your force, and then all of a sudden you're freely producing that much mana again. So it's like, no, it's not summoning sick, it's just ready to go. So I like Utopia Sprawl. Here is the Grist. Maybe down the line we make a Grist deck. And this one is like really nasty, right? This is the thing that you want to go in the graveyard if you are the player. So there's the backside. And this is really nasty. It has that like destroy artifact, target artifact or enchantment. So that's really good, right? So there's Grist there. And it's a nice 1/2 there with Death Touch for the 1-drop cost. Not bad. And then when this or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it entered from your graveyard or you cast it from your graveyard, you may pay green. If you do, exile Grist and return to the battlefield, transform under its owner's control. And there's that. Create a 1/1 black and green insect creature token, then mill 2 cards. Put a death touch counter on the token if a black card was milled this way. That's +1. -2 is fantastic. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, devastating. And then the -6. For each creature card in your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 1/1 black and green insect. So there's Grist. And it's just a fantastic card. I love that a lot. Cobra Go Blue just did a Grist pile, and it did very well, right? People are really going pretty nuts about it. It is a good pile. So if you want to take a nice shell, that one was just released, that video like a couple days ago. And then we have Eladamri. This thing is only like $5. This would be a fantastic build around too. Like, this thing is like the big baddie. Like, I honestly think, guys, like in a commander setting, I think Eladamri could even edge out Nadu. I just think like there's a lot of potential here with the Eladamri. Like, you can play like a lot of cheap creatures. Like, you can play like Ornithopters and Phyrexian Walkers, and on a pretty fast curve, you can get out some really big baddies. You can play from the top of your library, play from your hand. It's really scary. So it was only like a couple bucks. Here's Ephemerate. This will just go into, I think I'm gonna be using this in my Yorion pile. Goddess Souls will go to my It pretty much goes into any of my white decks, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like I have, I think like my Rel deck. I think it does go into my Arwen deck. This card I just need many of. I just need lots of them. So I got one of those. Really cool. This one is the one where you not only do you gain life when your creatures come in the battlefield, you acquire energy, and then you can put those energies onto your attacking creature whenever you attack, and you can make a flyer with it with 2 more 1/1 counters on it. It's crazy. For a 1-drop, a 1/2, crazy. Here's Knight Errant of Eos. That one's just a nice one. That's when you're like coming a little bit wider, and you can kind of fetch up some more creature cards with it. Where X is the number of creatures that can vote it. It's amazing. An amazing card. And how deep does that go? 6. Wow, that's really good. Here's Lunarch Veteran, just for those other life gain piles. Legion's Landing. This is just like another very interesting card for like your, kind of creature matters decks, where this thing, if you just attack with 3 or more creatures, you just transform into a land, so you get that ramp. It's really fucking awesome, really. So here's this. So there's that. It turns into this Andonto, where it just adds mana freely. Then you can also create more tokens with it. Sweet. Are they soldiers? They're just vampires. Weird card, but very cool. Very cool card. I like Commander games. They have they just have like sweet cards in their binders. Like, it's just very easy access for a good player's place, That's why it's always packed, It's fantastic. There's Felia. I think it's one of my favorite new cards. This card is so juiced. Like, you can flicker any permanent you have on the battlefield. So if you have like a 1,000 Moon Smitty, and you play this like on a decent rate, and you're attacking in, you're gonna be able to blink at that 1,000 Moon Smitty, and you're gonna get it another Golem artifact creature, and you can just basically do that over and over again, and really go hog wild with all your value, right? So there's Felia. Oof, what a bomb. Also, Felia, to note, you can also flicker your opponent's creatures into that if you want to swing freely. Here's Ossify. I believe this would go to my Yorion pile as well because we play Mother Machines, Elish Norn. Just a good flicker option too. This is a Razorgrass Ambush, just one of those new multi-phase cards that can be turned around and you can cast it as a land or play it as a land. And for paying 3 life, or it just has this attribute for dealing 3 damage to a target attacking or blocking creature. Skyclave Apparition is just like one of those really sweet ones. Very good for your blue-white decks, your your Azorius piles. You like you're blinking this over and over again, or if you're in white and you have the ability to do that too. You know, Skyclave is just a devastating card to permanence with 4 or less mana, just devastating. Selfless Spirit, this will be on my rail deck, just a little more protection, really annoying for the opponent. Thousand Moon Smitty, once again, it's just such a diverse card. And I think it'll be mostly going into my Yorion pile, but I can see it going into like my Soldier pile too, because it creates a Soldier token, right? Very interesting card. And then here's Delny. So this is like kind of one of the bigger value cards I spent money on today was the Delny, and it's just like necessary for my Yorion pile. It's an amazing card, and it just works so well with 2 power creatures. The verbiage is that if an ability of a creature you control with power 2 or lesser triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. So if you have Delny out and you, for instance, cast a Solemn Simulacrum, you're going to double up those land enter the battlefield triggers. You're going to fetch up 2 lands instead of 1, which is just outrageous. And then once again, like on that dying trigger too, if the Solemn dies, you're going to draw 2 cards as well instead of just 1. So Delny is just like this absolute bomb, right? Just absolutely bomb card. In Standard, I've seen this worked with the Steel Seraph, that Selesnya card. It just absolutely dominates. In fact, I'm surprised I haven't seen more of that like in the YouTubes. Like basically combo is you just need some power to saddle that Steel Seraph, and then you swing in and you make 2 angels instead of 1. Like it just doubles up all those triggers. It's just a bomb, just complete bomb, guys. And then there is the Heliod. So yeah, we got Heliod. I think it pretty much slots into most of my white decks too. More so, I'd say for the my Rel deck, to be honest, but it attributes counters, so it could even probably go in the Arwen deck. Probably could go into most of my decks in general. So those were the pickups I got, and that's pretty much all I wanted to tell you. I'll kind of just fish through this Myriad deck real quick. It did fantastic, and I was so proud. It's such a good casual deck. It's just I really loved it tonight, and I got to pop off pretty well. It just does its thing, just ultimate value. People are so surprised when it's like, getting in there, right? And it just putting so many artifacts to the battlefield. I like all the card draw that I have, like with Garrick in here. The highlights of it was like Flare of Cultivation. This card was absolutely the real deal. It was amazing. It definitely gave me like a little boost. Definitely even worked very, very well with like the Sword of Forge and Frontier. You get to play that additional land. It really got me ahead on one of the games. Howling Mine, of course, just always doing its badass stuff. All of these choices are good. Titan of Industry is fantastic. It took out what is it called? Exquisite Blood. That was a good one where we might have gotten comboed off on. So there was that. Yeah, and Thunderfoot Ballad. People are like, what's that do? It's like, well, it's about to kill you. That's what it's going to do. Sword of Forge and Frontier, just fantastic. That oil slick, so nice. Defiler came up and was just fantastic. What would you say would I do to this deck if I would make it a little more competitive? It's pretty easy. I would probably start by adding like a Cityscape Leveler would be very good. I believe like a Karlach would be very good in this deck as well. Commander's Plate would be really nice in this deck as well. Shadow Spear, just some of those like really nice 1 mana exchanges that can really kind of get you going. But otherwise, I loved everything about it. Drew tons of cards, had a ton of power on the battlefield. It was just doing its thing. Terastodon. Yeah, I just like this. I love this deck so much. It's kind of on the budgety side too. I think it's like not more than like 150 bucks. It's like right there hovering it. So it's not so bad. It doesn't really break the bank. It's just a good, solid casual deck. Doesn't really have too many cards over 20 bucks. It really is just chilling. I had a gruff triplets on the battlefield. It was great. Everything was working good. I was getting a ton of points on the point sheet. I was kind of getting all those things going, and yeah, it was just a fantastic time. So I hope you enjoyed the little night, my night at Commander Games. It was a fantastic night, and it was great for me. Look at this, guys. Toned down deflecting swap, so that's pretty cool. Well, I hope you all have a great day. Goodbye.